So created the FAR matrix to help humans determine when and how to use AI. Can you explain that a little bit?
Absolutely. So we know that most AI deployments fail. This is just a fact. The figure is
Yeah.
something like between 92 and 95% of people who start using AI in their business will fail. They'll lose time. It'll be a waste of time. They'll experience
Wow.
frustration. In fact, I did a training session recently with a group where we did like a word cloud up on the screen together, and the number one word that came up was actually frustration. A lot of people they've got access to the tool, but they're frustrated with how the output is not very helpful. The FAR matrix is a simple way I've created to determine whether you should be using AI in the first place for a specific task. And so the FAR stands for fit for the task. Like, is AI really a good fit for what you're trying to do? If it's building a relationship, do a video email. Don't use AI, right? But you may
Right.
find it really, really useful for a different purpose. So fit is the first thing. Like, is a pattern sensitive machine really excellent at this task? And then the A is, does the machine add value compared to a human? That's a very legitimate question. Like, okay, you could use AI, but if I don't use AI or I ask someone to help me with this, will that add value? Like, we have to weigh the two options, not just go to AI because AI, right? Just because it exists doesn't mean we should use it. Just like nuclear power,
Yeah.
just because it exists doesn't mean we should use it for everything. We use it for the right use case. And
Great
AI is
point.
also a super powerful technology. It's like you don't want to be, I heard this great analogy the other day. It's like you shouldn't, sometimes you just need to walk to the store that's 5 minutes away and not use like a jet plane. Like, it's ridiculous to use a jet plane if it's 5 minutes away. Walk, buddy. It's kind of the same thing.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah, and then so
Yeah.
that's the added value, and then finally, the R is for the risk. If you use AI, what is the risk? Is there a risk that you're going to compromise the trust that you've built with your client because you've automated an email that was important? Is there a risk that, you're going to experience cognitive atrophy because you didn't write that blog that you wanted to write, but you offloaded it to one of these AI tools? Is there a risk that you may create something, let's say you create a chat agent for your website. Is there a risk that it's going to create new problems and headaches for you that you hadn't considered or require much more time than you thought to, considering all of the problems that it can create and dissatisfaction, like, because it requires proper training and curation. So that's the matrix in a nutshell, is that the three key things I think to consider before you use AI for a specific task is a pattern recognizing system really the right thing? Is it going to add more value than a non-AI solution? And does it introduce risks that can be mitigated? Is it worthwhile given the risks? Or are those risks compromising? So I like to run tasks into that matrix, and this is something I do together with clients as well as we map out how they're going to use AI in their business.